Good morning, my friends. How are you? So we are wrapping up Jamie Kearns Lima book, Believe It, today. And as I said at the beginning, this was a gift from Maggie Tomkowitz, who's on these morning visits quite frequently. And I read the book that weekend that she had given it to me. And, a lot of the book really resonated with me in a lot of different ways. So, as I was preparing for our last discussion today, I was thinking, so what is it that I remember most about the book a few weeks out, right? Now I have given the book away. So I can't pull it up and give it and like pull up a passage in it or whatever. And I gave it away to a woman who was my first scholarship recipient. So for those of you who are not familiar with my Agent Rising School, every month we give at least one scholarship away to somebody who, for whatever reason, is, has applied for a scholarship. And so we do it once a month. And we used to broadcast them about the winners, and the winners are supposed to like jump on and share a little bit about their journey. And it was kind of like a good circle around. And we kind of got away from promoting them because I didn't want to make it like I wanted their journey to be authentic to them, And so anyway, the first person who did it, and we used her in advertising with her kids on her lap, with her iPad in front of her, trying to study. And, she has not taken the test. So again, this is got to be like 4 years. So 5 years, maybe even. So anyway, we got together and she had reached out because she's like, I'm ready to get back to it. And so we sat down and talked about like her journey and the struggles that she's been going through. So when she was telling me about where she was at, it prompted me to just go get the book and give it to her and saying, I want you to read this book because I think that this will help inspire you. And that's the message that I remember most about this book is that, so Jamie sold that company, her company, It Cosmetics, for I think $1.2 billion. And she started the company because she had developed rosacea. And she wanted, and it was a cosmetic, it was a blend of, concealer basically that would cover her rosacea. And that's what the start of the company was. And she grew it over an 8-year period to being a company that L'Oreal paid $1.2 billion for. And so in it, she talks about some of the hard parts about it. Like there was a part at the beginning where she was meeting with an investor and he said, well, we think your cosmetics are great, but we don't think that you should be the spokesperson for it. And he's like, no offense, but with your weight and your looks, we don't think that you would be, and your skin problems, basically, we don't think that you'd be a compelling model for your stuff. So in essence, they wanted to use, perfect people with perfect skin in order to sell a product that would help people who are not perfect, So she fought that and she went with her intuition and her gut. And she said no to him, and she moved forward, and she, again, $1.2 billion kind of speaks for itself. And in the book, one of the things that most resonated with me was how hard she worked. She and her husband, and they were like a team. Their success came from QVC, a lot of it, and how they would like almost camp out at QVC for if somebody couldn't show up or whatever. And they said yes to anything about getting themselves out there and, showing up all the time and just doing it. And that's that doggedness is what ended up being her success, what worked for her, So I thought that was in real estate, like right now. And we talk about this, is that we're in this kind of crazy busy time. And it really is like putting your head down and just working and just trying to get through it. And knowing that you'll get there when you get there, because it won't always stay this way. So so that was my biggest takeaway was, a success story in 8 years is pretty much like an overnight success in some people's eyes. But to look at how hard the work was that they did and the steps that they went through to get to where they were, and how determined they were in their belief in themselves. And I think about how, I have to say, like, that's not me. I doubt myself a lot, and I believe in myself, but I doubt myself. And I don't know that I would do the steps that she's done, at least not yet, So anyway, that was my takeaway. And I wonder if you read it with us, what happened for you. Okay. Because that's the whole idea, right? Is that now we are learning moving forward about like how we can have transformation. And, yesterday I talked about go out and just do it. And, don't wait to be perfect, and don't wait until everything is like all of the stars are aligned, right? You just got to start. Anyway, I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend. Remember our rituals is self-care on Saturdays and reset on Sundays. So I'll see you on Monday. Have an amazing weekend.